As y'all know, I had surgery on the 19th. Had my lap band removed, and my stomach's been really bothering me. So I stole a pair of my husband's bib overalls, washed them up, and I figured I'm at home. I want to be comfortable. We're going to go to our storage unit and get all of our Christmas decorations. But before we go, I want to get my bone broth going on. So in take one, I already got this started, but in this bag, I have all the rotisserie chicken carcasses and bones that I buy. Go to Costco, get a rotisserie chicken, strip it, pour the juice in, and any of the skin and all the bones into a sack. This wasn't coming out, so anyway, got it all going on here. And let me throw this away. That's kind of, I may have to beat it into submission. I don't know how I'm going to do this. You know what? We may have to do this in two parts. Yeah. Because, well, no, it'll fall down, won't it?
Yeah, I'll stick it there.
Hope so. Okay. So during the course of that, whenever I buy celery or vegetables, any kind of herbs, and they start looking like, you know, if I don't use them, they're gonna turn and be bad, I throw them in a Ziploc baggie and I freeze them for just this purpose. So I've got some celery here frozen, and I'm just gonna throw that in there. I got a white onion, and I just coarsely chopped it. I'm gonna throw that in there. And then what you need is some really good salt, and I like Redmond's real salt and Himalayan salt. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna put a tablespoon of each. So this is Redmond's real salt. It's ancient coarse sea salt. It's from Utah. It's delicious. It has a great flavor. And I am going to add a tablespoon of that. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of Himalayan coarse sea salt. I put my sea salt in a, oh, look at that pretty color. There you go, folks. Now, for most people, this is done, but this is Wendy's, so this would be great. You would just leave it just like this, but it can be as simple as that. But for me, I like garlic, and I have a lot of dried spices because we go camping, off-roading, desert, water's at a premium. These are light and they really last. So what I'm gonna do is just throw in a tablespoon of coarse garlic. I would throw in a couple cloves, however you like it. Just get a couple cloves, smash the cloves, throw them in. It doesn't have to be specific. Another thing I really like in my bone broth is mushrooms. I buy dried mushrooms. This I actually got at Costco, and I don't know if it was special or not. I don't see them all the time, but if your Costco or one of your big box stores has them, grab them. This one has oyster mushrooms, black trumpets, portobello, porcini, and some other mushrooms. And what I do is I just get a handful of mushrooms and throw them in. It really adds flavor, and mushrooms have really good healing properties, and the broth just steps it up a notch as far as I'm concerned. I also like Kirkland's organic no salt seasoning. I add it to just about everything, so I'm just going to add, not that much. Another thing I use when I cook are bay leaves. I love the taste of bay leaves. You may not like bay leaves. You do not have to add it, but I like it. So these are small bay leaves. I'm going to add 3. I just really like the taste of bay leaves. So I either use turkey rub or poultry seasoning. I just happen to have some turkey rub. Turkey rub has organic garlic, organic onion, sage leaf, black pepper, thyme, rosemary, coriander, oregano, fennel seed, So I'm just gonna put a tablespoon of that in here, folks, because I just love the flavor. Something else that you'll see me do a lot of times is we don't get iodine, a lot of iodine in our food. I won't buy the blue dead bottle of white processed salt where they add iodine. I actually like to get sea vegetable products. This one is sea seasoning, Dulce Granules. You do not taste kelpy. It does not taste like seafood. It doesn't taste like the ocean. What it does though is for every teaspoon you get 220% iodine, you get 6% iron, and it adds good flavor. And nobody ever says, ooh, that tastes fishy to me. Nothing. Doesn't smell like it or anything. So they have several different products, including a sea salt with the sea vegetables. Check it out, you guys. I'll put a link to Amazon below. You can get this at Amazon. Look for it in your store. But it works. It's got iodine in it. I hate the taste of iodine drops in water. It's just, ugh, nasty, medicine-y taste. So use this when you cook, folks. Your kids aren't going to know it. Your husband's not going to know it. And it tastes delicious. So basically, I'm going to put about that much in my pot. I also like to just put in some peppercorns. All of this is going to be filtered and strained, so I just open up my granulated and put some peppercorns in. The nice thing about this is you just coarse chop it, just throw them in. You know, they're going to be strained anyway. Most important ingredient though is raw apple cider vinegar. The reason for apple cider vinegar is it actually goes in and it pulls the minerals out of the bones. It basically decomposes the bones. It pulls all the nutrients from those bones. It leaches them during the cooking process so that your bone broth gets all of the nutrients, the minerals, the calcium and such that's in the actual bones. So I like to put in a regular bone broth would be 2 tablespoons, pardon me, 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to add an extra one because I have a lot of bones in here, so I'm going to put 3 in there. And basically I like using a purified drinking water for mine. You can also use a distilled water. This distilled water has everything pulled out, all the minerals and everything, so that the only thing you're getting then is when you infuse your water and your liquid with the bones and all of the good herbs. So it's up to you, but I just use a purified water for my pot, and I do have a fill to line here. And there's a lot of bones.
You're really past it.
No, I'm looking right at the max. Marty, honey. And you guys are going to hear me call him Marty and Harry. Same guy. Right here. Maximum cup line. Right there. So, because you said that, I'll leave it a little bit low because there are bones in here. So, long story short, I call him Harry. I call him Marty. Same guy. His name is Harry Martell. When he was little, everybody in his family, friends called him Marty. As he grew up, started working, people called him Harry in the service, ski. That's his part of his last name. So I'll call him Harry, I'll call him Marty. My cameraman is Harry most of the time. So that's where that story comes from. Anyway, this is ready to go. So I am going to cover it. Maybe. There. I make sure it's locked down, and then I want it to be sealed. So I think with Instapot you put it to your sealed, so it pressurizes. This one is on pressure. You want to make sure those line up, that it's locked. And then what I do is I come over here and I put it on canning, and then I change my cook time, time adjustment, and I like cooking mine for 2 hours, isn't it? There, right?
Yep.
I cook mine for 2 hours. Well, my Instapot is cooking. We're gonna go down to the storage unit and get all my Christmas stuff. So we'll see everybody later, and I'll show you the finished product and then how I strain it and store it. So we'll see everybody later. So it's 2 p.m. We just got back from storage and picked up all of our Christmas stuff. I threw a package of Jones frozen little pork sausages, just chucked them right into the air fryer. They're already looking good. Went by my mom's house, because check out this lemon. It's not quite ripe, but oh my gosh, look at that baby. This is big. This is huge.
Yeah, that one's normal on the right.
This one?
Yeah,
this is actually kind of big for in the market, this sucker. So hopefully they'll ripen on the counter. I want sausage and eggs. It's kind of a dull gray day today, in the 60s, high 60s. And of course I got my wonderful, oh my god, these are so comfy cozy bib overalls. My stomach is just loving no confinement right now. Oh, feels so good. Anyway, just so you guys know, my husband and I gained 5 pounds each. We weigh 185 yesterday, just from staying keto, but overeating, overindulging. We did not have a Thanksgiving dinner, didn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving other than we took my mom to a restaurant where we could eat off the menu, because it was a week, not even a week after I had my surgery, 5 days, 6 days, and I didn't feel like going anywhere and doing much of anything. My sister flew in after Thanksgiving and stayed with us for 7 days. She took us out to dinner. My husband took me out to lunch one day. So anyway, we overindulged. This morning I woke up, weighed myself, I weighed 182.8, so I've lost some of that weight just from coming back, starting to count my macros again. Got my bone broth cooking this morning, and now I'm gonna cook our eggs and sausage. For dinner. So it's totally has vented itself. The lid opens, so I'm just going to take the lid off, and I am going to let this cool down a little bit. We went and got all my Christmas stuff. Oh my gosh, we put our lights, some of them out. So this is what it looks like with all the vegetables and everything in it. I'm gonna let it cool off, cool down, and then I'm gonna strain it. Strain all these lovely things off of here, but this tastes so good, folks. Let me get a little spoonful. It's hot. Oh my god, that's so good. It is just delicious. Okay, Harry, let me blow. Here. I mean, it is really hot. Be careful.
No, I'm not.
Isn't that delicious?
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, I will show you when we strain this and bottle it later tonight, and I'll show you what we eat for dinner. Hey folks, so I'm just gonna have 4 or 5 ounces of some ground hamburger. I'm just gonna make a cheeseburger in a bowl. I've got my 1 ounce of my cheese cut, And I'm going to put some tablespoon of mayonnaise, some Primal organic unsweetened ketchup, and some organic yellow mustard on it. So I'm going to weigh this out real quick here. See what I got going on. Sometimes I just crave beef, you know?
Oh, I understand that one.
It's like it just tastes so dang good. Well, I guess I'm eating all of this. You get steak. I'll eat the beef. Because seriously, let me put a little bit out. I don't want more than 4 ounces tonight. I'm just a little queasy. 4 ounces. I'm going to heat that up. Put my cheese on top. Nuke it. $4.95. Oh, $5.25 here. Harry wins.
No cheese for me.
Oh, that's right. You're not. He's trying to stay off the cheese. Anyway, I'm going to put this in the microwave, and then I'm going to put mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup on it. I'll show it to you as soon as it's done.
Okay.
So I just went hunting for those mushrooms that I put in my bone broth. And I know these look icky. These are so good, aren't they, Harry?
Oh, God, yeah. They don't taste
I found mushrooms. One little piece of onion right there. But I got my mushrooms on here. And I'm going to go nuke this real quick and melt the cheese. And then I'm going to put mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup. But these mushrooms that bake or just cook in that at high pressure, these just taste so yummy. Why waste them?
Right.
Harry gets leftover steak. As you can see, it's pretty rare. He likes his a little bit more well done, so that'll be perfect. He's getting the rest of my broccoli. So let's put this in. This is about 4 ounces of steak. Ouch, that's hot. Let's put this in. And let me doctor this up. Out. It's hot. Haven't had. Oh, perfect. There you go. I'm done. And Harry's just came out of the oven. Let me check it. Perfect. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep. Little butt rub. Costco, folks. This stuff is awesome. Get you a little barbecue taste. Got a little kick to it. It's really good. There you go. Done deal, folks. So I think that's it for tonight. Now I am going to have my evening coffee, my mixture that I do. But one thing I do, since my surgery, I've been drinking collagen in the morning and a scoop of collagen at night. Now I use, just so you guys know, I use Keto Perfect Vanilla Collagen in the morning, and I use BioTrust Collagen at night. There's really no, well, there is a little bit of a difference because this one has 1, 2, 3, like 5 and 7, I think, type collagen, and this one has 1, 2, 3. This has MCT oil in it too. But because of my surgery, I want to give my body an extra chance to heal, so I decided I would double up on the collagen. So this has MCT oil. That's my morning. This is my evening drink. Okay, so we're doing the bone broth. We've got a pan, a big strainer.
Can't see it there. You got to hold it down here.
And a little strainer. So we've got colander and then a finer strainer on top of that. And Harry pours.
Ready?
Uh-huh. It's splashing. Okay, that's good. So then what I do,
that on here.
And then I just... So basically this container gave me 4 3/4 or 2/3 jars of bone broth. And as you can see, my bone broth's a little darker and it is a little bit more cloudy than some, and that's because I add all those extra herbs and spices. I also add the mushrooms. Now, some people will let this go in the refrigerator and then the fat rises to the top and they'll remove the fat. Actually, folks, you got to remember, keto is a high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb diet, and this chicken fat is extremely flavorful, and I leave my fat on there and I use it in all my cooking. So it's awesome, it's delicious, and it's extremely nutritious. Now, you can get the ball canning jars. If you plan on freezing this, make sure you put it in the ball canning jars and you leave at least, I would leave 1 inch just to be safe, because as it freezes the liquid expands. But this is going to be gone in a couple of days because I use it for everything, and my husband and I try to drink a cup each daily. So just wanted to show you my take on bone broth, folks. If you guys like what you see, please like, subscribe, ring that bell.